What's going on, CrossFit Federal Way? It is Wednesday, and we're going to continue on with this trend of conditioning workouts this week with a bit of a chipper. So I know legs are probably feeling it from yesterday's workout. That's a lot of squats. It's a lot of lunges. So glutes, hamstrings, quads are probably pretty sore. This will actually, surprisingly enough, be a really great workout to work out some of that stiffness and soreness in those muscles. But what we're getting into today, it is a workout 4 times. It's going to be 100 calories on the bike or the row. So if you have a rower or a bike, 100 calories there. If you don't, it's going to be 1.5 miles of a run. So a little bit longer than a mile run. For a lot of people, depending on their pace, 100 calories on the bike might be 10 minutes. So I'm shooting for creating that same sort of time domain, which is why we tack on another half mile to the run. And now there will be people that will finish that 100 calories a whole lot faster than 10 minutes, just like anything else. And when you program, there's going to be people who exceed and excel, and but you still want to challenge those athletes. So the goal here, if you finish that faster, then trust me, everything else after is not going to feel great anyway, but it's going to be fun. So we go from a 100 calorie bike row or a 1.5 mile run into 80 bar facing burpees. Now, if I don't have a barbell, then with that, use whatever implement you're using for load and burpee over that implement. So it might be a med ball, It might be a dumbbell. It might be kettlebells. It might be something else entirely. But if you do not have a bar, just practicing that same idea of you're facing the object that you're burpeeing over, and we'll talk about that when we talk about standards. And then ending with 60 deadlifts, 135 pounds for guys, 95 pounds for the ladies. So yes, I know that that is not a heavy weight, but after all of the work and all the fatigue, just maintaining a rhythm and finding a pace on that deadlift, 60 is still a high number. It's not necessarily going to be something that completely destroys your posterior chain or something like that, but certainly after all this work, this isn't necessarily easy. So, and I did test this workout out last week, and it was about a 20-minute workout for me, and I wasn't trying to go super fast. I was just trying to move. So expect that this is going to be anywhere from, I would say we're looking overall range, anywhere in the 15-minute to 30-minute time domain. Ideally, you probably want to be anywhere between that, probably not shooting to be as high as 30, but 20 to 25 minutes is probably going to be average, is my guess. Again, we're going to have athletes that do it a whole lot faster, which is awesome. The point of this conditioning work is taking a big high rep chipper and just trying to work through it. So finding that rhythm, working on pacing, working on consistency, and trying to limit those rest breaks. So I'm not saying don't rest, but especially on those 80 bar facing burpees, have a plan. A planned rest will always be shorter than an unplanned rest. So if you're saying, okay, I'm going to do 10 burpees, I'm going to take a couple breaths and do 10 more, try to keep to that rhythm, try to keep to that plan, and you will find more success in this workout. So let's briefly talk about our movement standards, and then we'll get to it. So you guys know how to ride a bike, how to row, how to run, all that stuff. I'm not going to talk about movement standards there, but what we are going to talk about is our bar facing burpees. So now with my barbell, chest and thighs need to hit the deck just like a normal burpee. I'm jumping over the bar and I'm going to be turning as I do that. Let's not do this straight on.
Go over here?
Yep, that'll be great. Perfect. All right. So chest and thighs hit the deck. I'm going over the bar and then down into my next rep. Now, this is something where when I'm trying to be consistent, especially if I'm doing 80, I'm not necessarily going to go out and do my bar facing burpees super fast, but I'm going to try to find a rhythm where I'm still moving at a good, moderate pace, but something where I can do that for a long time. So for some athletes, that might be that you're falling on the ground and you're jumping over really quickly and you're able to do that. Not everyone's going to be able to do that, especially after 100 calories on the bike. Now, stepping back is one strategy to try to work to keep the heart rate a little bit lower while you keep moving. Yes, it's a slower cycle rate, but again, consistency is king on workouts like this. It's not necessarily about being fast, But if you can be consistent, you're probably gonna end up faster than a lot of other athletes. So stepping back while I come down, chest to the floor, stepping up, and then up and over might be something where I can maintain this rhythm a whole lot longer and take less breaks. But at the same time, I'm not blowing up my heart rate. I don't feel like I'm gonna die 5 burpees into it. So finding that rhythm, finding that pace, super important. Now, if I'm using something that's not a bar, it could be a dumbbell, it could be a kettlebell, it could be anything that I can jump over. Same idea, as long as I'm facing my implement, chest and thigh to the deck, and up and over the top of that. Now notice that there hasn't been a single time that I haven't rotated or turned on my jump. If I approach the bar, jump over, and then turn around, you're gonna find you add a whole lot of time to every burpee. Now even if that's, let's just call it 2 seconds. If that adds 2 seconds to every burpee, across 80 burpees, that's a lot of additional time that I've added to my workout. So, again, looking at consistency and trying to stick to that is gonna make a huge difference. Now, the last thing is a deadlift. The deadlift on this, it shouldn't be heavy. So if you look at a 135-pound barbell or a 95-pound barbell and you think that's a lot of reps, that's a heavy weight, scale it back. This is more about moving at the end. It's not necessarily something that's gonna be, again, a heavy weight. So conventional deadlift, hips are, or feet are about hip width distance. I'm gonna grab onto the barbell, get myself set. I'm squeezing my belly, I'm squeezing my back, everything's nice and tight, and then standing that bar all the way up. Now at the top, shoulders are back behind the bar. So if my shoulders are out in front at all, then I know I'm not hitting full extension. Squeeze your butt at the top and then stand up nice and tall. And then you can, that's all we need. So just working through those 60 reps at a lighter weight at the end of the workout. So that is what we're getting ourselves into today. Let's take one more look at the board and then we'll get to it. So again, 3, 2, 1, go. Starting off with either 100 calories on the bike or the rower or a 1.5 mile run into 80 bar facing burpees and then 60 deadlifts. Prescribed weight is 135 pounds for guys, 95 pounds for the ladies. And this is for time. Again, expect it to be about a 20-minute time domain, give or take. And don't forget to have some fun with this one. So with that, guys, let's get after it.